preparing kidney beans with coconut milk, and I'm going to serve it with chapati. Just had an idea of preparing chapati. It's a recipe inspired by Indian, but we really practice it a lot in Kenya. And spontaneously, after I had already started preparing the dough, the idea of sharing it with you came into my mind. So I'm so sorry about that, but I'm going to tell you how exactly I prepared this. So I took I took 500 ml water, hot water, and then I took just some salt. Then I have the flour, just the normal flour, but I will show you later the flour that I use here in Switzerland. I really like it. I find it very soft. And then the main trick is butter. So for 1 kg meal, 500 ml water, I used just 30 grams of butter. For me, it makes the chapati really soft. So yeah, stay tuned. Let me continue making this dough. It's not done yet. Don't worry me, I cut my hair. So continue smoothing your dough. Smooth it really, really well. That's the trick to chapati. You have to smoothen it well and leave it. After you've smoothened it so well, you have to leave it for 1 hour at least to settle. Don't just make your dough and then start making the chapatis. You need time to prepare this. Guys, after you've smoothened your dough really well, look, it's really good. Put some sunflower oil or whatever oil you use to make chapati. Just put some in your hand like that and sprinkle. Don't put too much. And then again, make your dough soft. Make it really soft. If it's still sticking in your hand, take some flour, put that in your hand, sprinkle in your hand, and turn the dough around. Again, smoothen it well. It's fitness in the morning. For those that don't go fitness like me, you already have your fitness going on at home. Smoothen it well. That's pretty much it. Let me show you how it looks like. This is it. This is the dough, and I'm gonna let it settle for 1 hour, as I said before, and then we continue. I'm excited, my love. So right here, guys, I have the beans. These are the kidney beans that I'm talking about. I buy them, I buy canned beans, and then what I do, I just wash them before I use them. And then as usual, I grated the tomatoes, and then I got the onions, I got some coriander, the green pepper, and again garlic and ginger, and the coconut milk. This is Asian coconut milk. So guys, I'm going to start doing this step by step. I'll start by adding the onion on the pan. I already prepared. I'm using sunflower oil. As usual, I'm going to leave for you all the ingredients in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. So I just added the onion only, and then I will simmer them as usual. Turn on the heater. And after they simmer well, I'm going to add the tomatoes and the ginger. adding the tomato now. Then I add the ginger. So guys, before I add the rest of the ingredients, I'm going to add some chili cube, just half of the cube. Then add some salt. I will leave all the ingredients in the description box below, as I said before. A spoon of this spice. It's called chibudiro. It's a Kenyan spice. If you don't have that, you can just add the normal beef cube or any spice of your choice, just how you want your beans to taste. You can add what you like, but this is just how I do it. And after the spices have melted well, I add the green pepper right here. Then again, give that time to just cook a little bit. This is how so far this mixture is looking like. You keep stirring because you don't want it to burn. And I'm cooking at low heat at 6, depending on the cooker you are using, so at least you should know how to balance your stove so that it doesn't burn the food. So guys, the next step is we are going to add the beans now. These beans are 820 grams. It's almost a kg. But as I promised, you will see the ingredients in the description box below. I think you guys have noticed that my food is mostly inspired by Kenyan food, and we love ginger, garlic, green pepper, tomatoes. These are the kind of things we actually like. I personally, I like again beef cube with beef cube and chili cube, which they don't necessarily use it as much as I do in Kenya. There are many other spices that exist in Kenya, but I don't have them. Yeah. I prepared some tomato puree. I added some thymian. I'm going to share. I added some thymian, and I added also some powdered coriander. So I'm going to add that to the beans. Because beans have a tendency of absorbing the whole the liquid very quickly. So at least, yeah, add enough liquid so that you don't get them really dry quickly. That's why I also actually prepared the tomato puree liquid and added to the beans. Yeah. So let's continue. The next step is I'm going to add now the coconut milk. Here it is, for those that don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, maybe it's not the same, doesn't have the same name wherever you're located, but so it's really milky. But it's a really yummy recipe. I love it. My kids too, my husband too. So I will cover that up again and just maybe let it cook for the next 15 minutes, and then I add the coriander. So guys, the beans have been cooking for the last 15 minutes. Now this is how they look like, and I'm going to add the coriander now. I was forced to spice it a little bit more, so I added some beef cube again, and I'm going to taste it, and then actually they are done. I'm going to set them aside and start preparing the chapati. Very good. That's done, and I'm just going to switch off the fire, and that's it for the beans. Guys, I'm going to work on the chapati now. I divided it into 4 dough, so I'm going to work with every of it. Just, yeah, I prepared the service before, so I'm just going to straighten that like that. And then keep turning it around. Don't be shy to give it some meal. Sorry, some flour. I'm sorry if I mix the languages sometimes. Like that, and then add little sunflower. Then just sprinkle that with your hand. Then cut it into long pieces. The knife is not a sharp knife, so it cannot spoil your kitchen. So after you've cut it into very long pieces, you just turn it around like this, and then close it and set it aside. The same follows on this one. Some might be too long depending on how you prepared your dough, but that doesn't matter. That's not a problem. It will at the end of the day turn out well. You can just, if it's too long, like this one is now really long, so you just cut it and add it to the next one. And then again, tap it a little bit, set it aside. The next one, the same. Repeat this process until you are done. Well, the first process is finished. As you can see, they're here. I just cover them up to avoid them from drying out. So now I'm just going to take one at a time and just flatten it, and then prepare the pan. The pan is ready as well. And yeah, add just some flour to avoid it from sticking to the countertop. This is just about something like this. And in case you get a lot of meal on it, just tap it away, and that's how it should look like. I'll just prepare maybe like 3-4 before I start making them in the pan. So I just place them there. Take the next one, take some flour, add. Don't be shy to add enough flour, because you can always tap it away. It doesn't hold to the dough. So again, flatten that. So that's the second one, and you can just place them on each other, that nothing will happen. Always cover them up, just to avoid them from drying out. Don't make them so thin, otherwise again they will dry up when you fry them. next one. Try to get them as round as possible. Turn them around. So guys, we are going to start to fry the chapatis. There's something I'll show you. The pan, I put little sunflower oil and then I just wrap it with the kitchen paper just so that they don't stick, and be careful of the fire. Make it hot and then start frying your. So I put it, that's how it looks like. Then turn it around. Do it a little bit with more fire. Then remove it, put it aside, and then add the next one. As this one is frying, I just prepare the next one. Turn it around. Turn this one around and then put back. This way they stay warm and soft. Look at that, that should be enough. Remove it, put the next one. And the trick I use, the one that was just there, turn it, let it be downwards. I mean, the one that I prepared first should be downwards there. And this time again, I continue preparing the next one. So this way you can work continuously without wasting a lot of time. That one is done. Again, we turn this one around. If it's more fire, you just reduce it. Yeah, it's a chap cooking. Rolling the chapatis and preparing them, as in frying them without oil, is done. And now we're going to fry them step by step with oil. I'm going to prepare 2 pieces at a time, and always cover your chapati. Cover them. That's how they stay soft. If you don't cover them, they are going to dry. Turn that around. Then add the oil. Turn around. Turn around, turn around. Continue the process. Check on them, look, that's fine. Then turn, and turn the other part round. Then again, a little oil. Don't add so much oil. So much oil also dry them. So don't use so much oil, because actually they are already fried. I already dry fry them, so you don't need to put so much oil. Again, turn that one, then add a little oil and continue with the process. So they are good. Then I prepared a plate here with foil, help them stay soft also. Put it there and cover up. Repeat the process until you are done. I've come to the end of this video. The chapatis are done. I hope you're gonna try this recipe, and if you do, let me know. We are serving it with the coconut beans. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for your support. And if you like what I do, Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and most importantly, come back. Bye guys.